Joining me now is Senator Tim Kaine, who serves on the Foreign Relations and Armed Services Committees. Senator, this is all following the indictment of two Chinese nationals yesterday. The administration says were connected to the government for attempting to hack vaccine companies, not only here but around the world, and part of years of Chinese hacking. What is your reaction? This closing an embassy, consulate rather, is a really dramatic step. It hasn't been done against China before. They've done it against Russia in the past. And Andrea, China has said they're going to retaliate.
It is a big step, and naturally that will be the next step. China will likely close U.S. consulates in China. And so this is very troubling. We have a Foreign Relations Committee that was hearing this afternoon on China with Ambassador Steve Biegun. And so I suspect that the indictment and then this closure of the consulate are going to be very much the focus. And I think what we're concerned about at the Senate, and I think this is a bipartisan concern, President Trump takes action against China, but we are always looking for what's the strategy. I mean, we're engaged in a back and forth with China over, tariffs and trade sanctions that is still unresolved, and that in Virginia, my farmers and others, are begging for relief in that. We're backing and forthing over Chinese military activity in the South China Sea, activities with respect to Taiwan, Hong Kong, the Uyghurs in Northwest China, the back and forth over the coronavirus, and now this. There's a lot of churn and turmoil, but what we don't see is a strategy. And so we'll ask about these particulars today with Ambassador Biegun. But I think what we really want to see is how does the Trump administration see this very important and challenging relationship right now, and what's the strategy that links together all the actions that the Trump administration is taking?
And you've got the Deputy Secretary of State, Steve Biegun, who's been an ambassador and has handled China and North Korea and South Korea relations. At this stage, do you suspect that there is a political motive? We're sorry to say, but in this context where the president keeps talking about the China virus, albeit China did mishandle their original, reporting on the COVID-19.
They certainly did.
But do you think that this is partly to find a scapegoat?
Yes, the president is, I believe, trying to deflect attention. China made some huge mistakes up front, but why were nations like South Korea and Vietnam, that are right near China, able to so much better deal with the virus than the United States? If China made mistakes, they need to be called out for them. But the president is trying to deflect attention from his mistakes in the United States that have led us to have the highest death toll in the world. And as we see right now, both the death toll, the daily case level, and the economic carnage resulting from that are really hammering our country. And so the president, and look, you have earlier reported this, that there was a GOP memo going around a few weeks ago saying to Senate Republicans, they need to try to make this election about, blaming the Democrats for being too pro-China. Well, the President Trump himself has a long track record of praising China, praising the leadership of China, etc. I do view this as, probably motivated by electoral politics. Of course, we do have major challenges with China, and we're deeply concerned about their human rights record and about theft of intellectual property, about a whole series of issues. So the instinct to do something is not a bad instinct, but from the very beginning of the administration, the president has decided to try to go it alone rather than gathering our allies together who have the same issues with China to try to confront them.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. Let me just quickly ask you, is there any breakthrough on the talks about the funding for relief, COVID relief?
Oh, Andrea, it's a challenge. The Democrats put the proposal on the table, the HEROES Act, now nearly 9 weeks ago, and we've been waiting for a Republican proposal. We were told we were going to see it Tuesday of this week. It looks like the internal battles within the GOP, especially in the Senate and the White House, are such they haven't been able to put a proposal on the table. I do believe we will get a bill within the next 3 weeks because we need one, and the White House seems to recognize that, but the tensions within the Senate GOP now have meant that they haven't even put a proposal on the table when people are going to start losing benefits dramatically at the end of the month.
Senator Tim Kaine, thank you very much. We'll be looking at that foreign relations hearing on China this afternoon.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.